Hello shrimpers, welcome. Today I'm going to make a DIY undergravel filter, or should we say a DIY under active soil filter, because we're going to be using active soil from Amazonia. We're going to use two sorts. We're going to use the Vert 2 and the powdered version. I'm going to explain later how I'm going to use that. I'm going to use, excuse me if I pronounce this wrong, Cruton. It's a deep sea mineral from Japan. It's a very good mineral. It helps stabilize the pH in your aquarium. I'm going to be using Aheim substrate as media in the bottom of our undergravel or under active soil filter, as I would say. I'm going to use ADA bacteria to liven up the bacteria. And well, let's get started. Well, first we have a container to make the undergravel active soil filter. I chose for a glass container. I picked this up. Basically what this is, there's an intake of air and it's forced down here, and the air will travel up. While the air is traveling up, a water flow is created because there will be a suction here, and it will take air and water through this pipe if you have the right amount of air going through this tube. So there's a little suction cup on here. I bought this at my online aquarium store, so it's not totally DIY, but you could make this. But I picked this up for €3, so didn't bother to make it myself. I spotted a little problem. Well, I foresee a problem with this little intake here, and I'll be using these this media, and it's these are little glass beads. If I would use it like this, the beads would go in, and I think I would clog up my intake of water and air. So I had this little intake filter thingy from an old pump, and I'm gonna connect that to that, and I have to use a little bit of hose pipe to make this stick, or to connect it. Then I need some fiddling to get this connected here, and now it's connected like that. I'll press on the suction cup on the glass, make sure it's on the bottom, so it looks like that now. So in go the beads. I've pre-washed these beads. Shake it up a little bit so it's evened out. So as you can see, it's not completely covered, but it doesn't have to be, because the beads and the media for the bacteria to live in and to give it a better flow in the system. So that should be enough, I think, because I want as much active soil in there as I can get. Now I have these bits of sponge. They're two gradients of density. But it doesn't really matter as long as it's not as long as the active soil doesn't get pulled in straight through. So yeah, whatever you can get your hands on. I could get the black stuff that covers or camouflages the filter a bit, I think. So that goes in there. Now I have a layer of these beads, and there's a layer of sponge filter. So I'll make sure this is straight now, because once everything is in, I'm committed to how it sits. And that stuff could bother you in the end if you're like that. I'm like that. Some people are like that. So as I said, we're going to be using two kinds of soil. Amazonia verse 2. It's a lighter verse. It also comes with this inside. I think this is an extra fertilizer if you would use it in a like really fully planted tank. So I wouldn't use this in the shrimp tank. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna do some testing on that stuff. So I have the Amazonia verse 2. I have a little cup. I don't wash this stuff, this active soil, because all the goodness is on it, and it will make the water a bit dirty in the start, but since there's no live animals in there, I can get that out. But the good stuff, if I would wash it, I would wash all the good stuff out as well. So I don't like pre-washing this stuff. So let's see. That's one little cup. Now I'm going to take out the Mironekuton. Sorry. And I'm going to pour some of that in. And take the bacteria out. Don't inhale this stuff, guys. These are bacteria. You never know. This looks like this. Show you. And put a spoon in there. And then another layer soil. As you can see. A bit more. Covered, give it a layer, cover all the bacteria and deep sea mineral I just added. So I'm gonna do another layer of this mineral. And I'm gonna do another spoon of the bacteria, ADA bacteria. It's ADA Bacter 100 to be exact. So nice spoon of that. And again another layer of the ADA soil verse 2. If I can find the little cup. Here it is. So a bit more. I don't like even numbers, so I'll do another layer of mineral. Like to see that up close. Looks like that. And I'll put another layer of bacteria in there. And another layer of the verse 2. Okay, now I'm nearly covered. It's nearly completely covered now. Let me see if I can tilt the camera a bit for you. Okay. Now I can put away the deep sea mineral, put away the bacteria. So. Now I'll be using the powdered ADA Amazonia. I like to use that as a top layer because there's more density in it, and I think it's nice stuff. Oh, I had some verse 2, an old batch. So maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, but this is a lot finer stuff. Pour the final layer on top. And if the stuff will run out, it doesn't matter, because I will have another layer of soil in my aquarium where I'm gonna fit this undergravel active soil filter then. Hey, so here we go, looking good. Give it a little tap, a little shake. A bit more. So here we go. That looks good, I think. But we won't know if it works until we have it in our system, right? Looks good, but does it work? We don't know. Okay, in this aquarium, this is an upgrade for my crystal red shrimps. They deserve an upgrade. I'm also using 2 of these sponge filters. So we'll set up the camera a bit. You can see what I'm doing over there. So here we go. I will give you a bit more close-up once I'm done. Work with me. So as you can see, or maybe you can't, but I hope you can see, the first aquarium inside, that's the aquarium where I'll be adding this. I cannot add it like that because there's not enough space. Luckily I have this loose so I can enter from the top. Here it goes. Put it down gently. It's glass on glass. You don't want to break nothing, especially not at this stage. Then I'll be getting my little cup and some more of the minerals and some more bacteria. So I will start off with that little bit of first 2 I still had in the bag. So also be careful with, well, not be careful, but if you're taking out last bits out of a bag, probably dusty, but this will go on the bottom, so that's perfect. Cool. That would be fun, wouldn't it? If I just smash the aquarium now. Okay, here comes some soil. More soil there. It's going to give it an even layer of this first 2. I'm a strong believer in a good layer of soil. It will give you a tank that will be a lot stabler while doing your water changes. The more soil you have, the more buffer capacity you have. If you don't have enough soil and you do too big of a water change, you will have problems. Well, not 100%, but I've experienced problems then. So I hope you don't have any problems at all with your shrinkage. So, I did the first little layer, the first two. Then we're going to take the minerals again, these deep sea minerals. These also come in rocks. I'll be adding some as well a bit later. I'll show you what I do with them, how I like to use them as well. I like to give them a purpose. And some bacteria as well. Don't have to add as much here because there's a lot in that one. Just a little bit to get everything going. Looks like I'm adding 3, 4, 5 scoops, but I'm just adding little bits. Otherwise I would dump a big bit in. You know how that goes. I'll add some more soil to cover this. Oh, easy does it, Joe, easy does it. Now I'll get out my straight thingy that's called a ruler. And I'll try to spread out the soil a bit evenly. I'll give you some close-ups when I'm done. So that's the verse 2. I'll be using a layer of the powdered Amazonia. It's the same stuff, only it's the, what do you call it, the granulates, they're smaller. I think it gives a nicer seal of the soil and the bacteria. And also the color is a bit darker brown, blackish. So I think it gives a nicer finish. And one more. You don't have to overdo it with that stuff. It's also more expensive than the other soil, than the normal one, so you have to go out a bit, but I think it's worth it. Take my ruler. Where is the ruler? Okay, then you can find stuff. Well, I use my fingers just as good. Doesn't look so professional, but just as good. Okay, I'll be adding a dish, a food dish. Let me turn the view, you can see. I'll be adding a dish. And I was telling you about this deep sea mineral that also comes in rocks. So I'll be adding some of those in the front here, in the corner, one there. I hope I have 3 of them. Might have to break one, because you can break this stuff quite easily. That's the 3rd. I like to use these stones to raise the dishes. from the soil. Like that. Move this over. Close that up. Put away the bacteria, because we don't want to spoil this, because it's my magic powders. Okay guys, bear with me. I have to do some camera fiddling. Yep, I got it. So this is what we ended up with. This is the dish. Put the stones underneath, so there's no dead space under the dish, or shrimps get stuck under the dish and die. I've seen that before. So to prevent that, I raise my dish with these stones. There's the under active soil filter. I have 2 extra sponge filters in there. This is a 40+ liter tank, but I think I will only add about 35 liters, so this would classify as overkill on sponges, but I like the look of this. It's an upgrade for my crystal reds. They're in this little aquarium here. They've been very good to me. See these stones? I will be adding these stones to the new aquarium. So I'll be taking them out. I won't show this on this video, but I will be taking them out. I will add them to the new tank. I will place them exactly the way they are now, against the undergravel filter. And then I will add water to this new aquarium. I will let it cycle for at least 3 weeks. After 3 weeks I'll be doing an amount of tests to see if the tank is capable to sustain shrimp life. Shrimpers, thank you for taking the time to watch this. Hope you learned something. Leave some comments if you like. If you don't like, you don't have to. It's all fun. Let's have a little look at my new Sulawesi tank. They're really shy. I hope to show you these guys pretty soon, when they had babies and they're all over the tank. But that's for a later video. Shrimpers, thank you, and see you in the next one.